Hello. Good morning. I trust you're doing awesome. Um, Look at it. Innovation is the new normal. Innovation is the new normal. Innovation is the new normal. COVID-19 has revealed a lot of things and is accelerating the rate at which the change that we foresaw before now. And what we used to call the future is now here. So, what COVID-19 has done is to accelerate that future, and now we are literally in it. And somehow, those who are not ready for the change are sort of losing, whether individuals losing their jobs or businesses losing their business opportunities. So, somehow, we all have to change, or things go bad. So, there's what I usually teach my students in entrepreneurship, and I tell them innovate or die. If you want to understand what that means, just think of what has happened to Encarta or to Kodak or to Nokia, and think of what has happened to Olympia. So many years ago, roughly around the early 1980s, late 1970s, 1970s, my mom was a typist in one of the top companies. And I know around that period of time, from my findings, it was discovered that lots of information started to go around as to typists figuring out learning new skills because that particular profession will fade out for a particular reason. There is this device called the computer that was going to have various applications which will include word processing and which will make anyone be able to type, and so the whole jobs related to typing may not be as relevant because everyone will be a typist. And also, then they were learning this thing called the shorthand, the Pitman shorthand. All that is no longer relevant because innovation will always continually take place. You're either innovating or someone else is innovating. But the sad news is if you're not part of the innovation, you'll most likely not be at a very good place of advantage because someone is presently doing something that will render what you're currently doing obsolete. And so you have to be part of the transformation and part of the change. Now, if we think of what COVID has done as an entrepreneur, an upcoming entrepreneur, or someone who is currently working somewhere and you are being affected in some way. Maybe you're working in the hotel management industry and somehow you've been affected. You have to think of possible ways. There is no one answer to one question. There are many answers to one question. I think one of the flaws of formal education is that it makes one to think that there is just one answer to one question. There are many answers to one question. So the question that COVID has presented should help you rethink. And so I'm asking you to do something. Think differently. Look at the message here. Innovation is the new normal. Innovate. Innovate yourself. Innovate your work. Are you a makeup artist, for instance, maybe as a side gig, or that's what you do full time? And maybe there are no events where you could help to make up people. Why don't you take the experience and the knowledge that you have and go digital on YouTube, on Instagram, on Facebook? Let people know what you do. So if you can't do the makeup, then teach people to do the makeup and monetize the knowledge that you share. Somehow you have to find a way around it. So a good innovator, behaves like water. So you can't really restrict water. It's difficult to restrict water. You have to build strong dams to restrict water. But anytime you try to restrict water, it finds a way for itself. So like water, find a way for yourself. So that you don't have to become a victim of the changes. For the education sector, we have to change. Everyone has to change. I believe that the future teacher will be more entrepreneurial than tied to a particular location. And you cannot restrict yourself to just the one directional sharing of knowledge. And so it's essential for those who will be teachers to be masters in their own fields and to understand of the future is going to be in the pockets of people, their mobile devices or whatever digital tools that they can have, which will most likely be mobile. And so the message this morning is for those of you who are in the morning or whatever time it is that you are, innovation is crucial for you to advance the things that you're doing. So start your day launching something really remarkable. Go to what you've been doing before and see what you can review. How can you innovate in it? And how can you transform the things that you're doing? This is crucial for you to advance whatever you're doing and for you to be able to drive revenue and advance your work. I hope you've learned something today. Have an awesome